Thank you, Dr. Pieper, and congratulations to my fellow medalists, who I count as having been wonderful friends over more than 40 years. Congratulations to you. I'm honored and humbled by this recognition, and I'm particularly honored by the fact that these were decisions made by your Board of Trustees, by your president, by the deans of the colleges, and by the faculty. And those are not easy roadblocks. I'm especially humbled to be recognized in the name of the pioneering scientist, professional leader, and educator, Dr. Henri Milton Whelpley. This is not working. And while I share a first name with him, you might notice that my Henry ends with an I and his ends with a Y. And that's only because we probably came from different parts of the world. I happen to be Dutch, where there is not a Y in that language. You have to use a combination of the I and the J to produce that sound. But in any case, as we heard last night and today, none of us would be in this room today celebrating this wonderful occasion and recognizing the many incredible achievements that this college has made unless it would have been for the people like Henri Milton Whelpley and the other pioneers that you heard about today. So we use this phrase, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. And I wish to recognize, from my personal career, all those giants in pharmacy education, in pharmacy practice, and particularly international pharmacy, on whose shoulders I've been privileged to stand on. I am not a self-made man. Dr. Whelpley is one of those giants who led major efforts in science, worked diligently to pursue the standards for pharmaceutical agents with the United States Pharmacopeia Convention, at a time when, as you heard earlier, when standards for either education or for the pharmaceutical agents in the country had been established. And in fact, I currently have a PhD student looking at what the market was like prior to 1938, and it is really astounding how bad things were, and that we didn't have millions of people dying given the problems of adulteration, all kinds of mislabeling problems, and very serious health problems with formulations of medicines. And while it's hard for me to imagine today that our predecessor giants knew that this great country could only be served well through quality drugs on the market and a degree that is based on standards, it is amazing to me how these giants had foresight enough to push and overcome the barriers that were necessary to overcome to eventually in 1932 lead to a national standard for pharmacy education, that is the 4-year Bachelor of Science degree, and then ultimately in 1938 the passage of the United States Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which of course has been amended many times to keep our public safe. The Sesquicentennial celebration also serves as a wonderful reminder of what life must have been in 1864 and how over these successive 150 years we've advanced dramatically in our science, in our education, and our practice. We can only imagine what St. Louis must have been like in 1864, with its almost recovery of a tragic civil war, wrestling with whether African Americans would be slave or free, the opening and charting of the western frontier based on the Louisiana Purchase and the exploration of Lewis and Clark, and a bustling enterprise of business on the Mississippi River. From the cauldrons of social challenges, men with foresight and courage established this distinguished institution of higher learning in pharmacy and within the city of St. Louis. These facts of history and sea waves of social change and commitments are humbling to me, especially as I now wear this Henri Milton Whelpley Sesquicentennial medal. And while I've been bestowed with this medal, I'd like to dedicate this recognition to all those who have and continue to serve in leadership in America's system of pharmacy education, of pharmaceutical sciences, and pharmacy practice. Our continued march forward as we look to the next 100 years will collectively be done by pharmacists as we are led by committed leaders and their followers, just as we have seen with Dr. Manasse, with Dr. Whelpley, and all of the dignitaries of this wonderful college. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And once again, thank you for this great award. And happy birthday to the St. Louis College of Pharmacy.